Okay, in this video, as you can see, I have a different camera today. What do you think? Anyway, in this video today, if you're watching these in any kind of order, which you're probably not, but if you are, good for you. And today we will be figuring out how to get Zoominfo for free. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Zoominfo is basically super overpowered fucking data source that loads of startups seem to really love and think it's the best thing in the world, and I don't really know why. I didn't even mention pricing, but it's like 12. Could the fucking thing keep screaming at me? It's like 12k a year, which is pretty stupid in my opinion. Anyway, so pretty much you don't really, as I mentioned in my last video, you don't really need to have Zoominfo. Doesn't really, not going to impact your result unless you have like a really specific reason. Ultra specific, you really don't need to use it. You really don't need to worry about this. And you're spending money in the wrong places. If you've got 12k a year to spend on Zoominfo, like good for you, great. But I'm assuming it's in a very early stage startup. You probably don't. It's probably not where you want to be spending your money. I can't think of any situation where I would choose to spend my money on Zoominfo over something different, just because you can get so much done with Apollo. So Apollo gets a bit of a bad reputation because it's like the noob tool, or it's like the entry-level tool, it's the cheap tool, and cheap must mean bad. But actually, no, it's not. Is the data perfect? No. Is the basic data very good? Yes. Things like scores, territories, technologies, revenue, funding, job postings, these are all pretty bad. You can still use them. Apparently it's built with data for technologies. I'm sure it probably is, but how often it's updated, I have no idea. Anyway, as you can see, I don't even have a paid plan for Apollo. So I'm like ultimate cheap mode here. You don't need a paid plan. You don't need to export. We'll go through all of that in today's fantastically engaging video. So let's see if we can, first of all, think about an ICP. Let me just pause this a sec. I actually given up on trying to build an ICP automatically. So we'll just, as you can see, I typed in ICP Genosator on Google and then gave up with that one. Funnily enough, there's not a random ICP generator. Who would have guessed? Cool. Let's make an ICP that doesn't exist on data sources. Is going to be pretty hard to find and would be really useful. So let's go with B2B SaaS companies who offer a free trial. B2B SaaS companies who offer a free trial. What else do they do? Offer a free trial, and you need to put in your credit card info for the trial. Cool. And then, I guess some bullshit. I mean, the company list is a bit different. We'll just look for fucking CMOs or some shit. Cool. So here's how I would build this on Apollo. So obviously we're a little bit handicapped here. First, we'll start with companies. Now, finding SaaS companies on Apollo, of course, like with any data source, doesn't really exist. You can't just type SaaS. Type SaaS. There is no SaaS. You can't go into keywords and type SaaS. Like, it's not a thing. Like, sure, some of these will be SaaS companies, but a lot of them will be not SaaS companies. So we don't want to do that. One way you can do it in Apollo is like, at least to get a rough idea, is to like type internet and computer software and then type platform as a keyword. And as you can see here, like these are generally SaaS companies. It's not the best, but for this example, we don't really care. Cool. Let's go to, we only want a small list. In fact, we'll probably just do this manually because there's literally no point in me exporting things for the sake of exporting things. I'll show you how you would be to do it if you were to do it for real. Let's say this is your list. Let's filter by some more bullshit here. Let's say we've gone through. So something like you really want to make sure, and something we often do with clients as well, is we'll have a call and we'll go through and we'll just kind of like build a list together, because they often understand extremely well the kinds of companies who are like, damn, this is a great fit, this is a bad fit. And it helps us to figure out what kind of things we should look for and avoid. So let's, for example, go in here and we generally look at keywords. What we tend to do is look through the companies and think, like, do we want this company? Yes and no. Normally the bad ones start to come like further down the pages. But for example, if we look at the keywords here, let's say we don't want any platforms with, I forgot you couldn't do that in this stupid tool. That's annoying. Let me just pause and do that again. Okay. My new camera is really close. I don't know how to fix this. Maybe I have to sit all the way back. I don't know. So keywords. Yeah, so like we're looking really for any keywords that we do not like the look of. So we're going to come down here. Oh, one other thing, when you're doing include keywords, we want SEO description as well. So you've got a ton of extra keywords in there, or a ton of extra results. That is really good. We probably don't want company name, just in case. Social media tags, maybe, whatever. Cool. So as you can see, we now have a bunch of blockchain leads. We don't want blockchain leads for this particular example. Maybe you do. This is just kind of the thing you would do. So industry keywords, company keywords, exclude keywords. So you want to exclude blockchain. Obviously, don't do what I did a second ago and click them. Let's say we wanted to avoid any commerce companies. We don't want to talk to those. Let's say we don't want to talk to any news companies. Remove all those down to 9K. We don't want to talk to any brand people. Let's say we don't want to talk to any consulting. Remove. 6.3K. We don't want any telecom companies. Not many of those. Let's say we don't want any search SaaS tools. Remove those. We don't want Node.js. Let's remove JavaScript. Doesn't really matter too much. Like, the more time you spend on this, obviously, the better it will be. But I'm not going to bore you by going through all of the keywords to make an imaginary list that doesn't really exist and won't be used for anything. Cool. So let me kind of do this on a free account. Select this page. Export. Export records. I'm going to pause until this is done. Cool. Apparently my download is done. I've downloaded it. So what we'll do is we'll go into Clay. Ignore my account's a little bit messy at the moment, but that's fine. If you're unfamiliar with Clay, basically Clay is a database on steroids. So you can pull data in. I'll show you in a second. You can pull data in and you can query that data and ask questions about that data and like reference other APIs and other tools based on that data. So say, for example, I wanted to take all of these companies and find out their monthly website visitors. I could integrate SEMrush, or I could integrate Ahrefs or something similar, and query each line. I can use AI to do research for me. I can use AI to build like parts of emails for me. I can integrate with like HubSpot to check if that lead is already within our HubSpot profile. I'll show you very quickly. It's not really a Clay video, but I'll show you first of all a table. All the places you can import from: Snowflake, RSS feeds, Apify, really powerful. that radar, Phantom Buster, Mixpanel, import from HubSpot, Typeform responses. This is really cool for like inbound leads and shit. Ton of stuff, ton of sources, whatever. So now we're going to import companies from CSV and import our Apollo. Export here. These are just companies. New blank table. Great. All right, so now we have 25 companies. Do we have websites? Website. Good. So you have 25 SaaS companies. So most companies or most list builders or whatever it might be would just export this and think, cool, this is great. Like, these are perfect. Maybe they're probably going to have X, Y, and Z. Obviously, my camera keeps fucking messing up. Obviously, we can definitely improve here and ask some more questions. So if we go back, we said we're going to do B2B SaaS companies who offer a free trial and need you to put in your credit card info for the trial. So we just want to qualify these companies. We just turn off a bunch of columns we do not care about. Count stage, let's count, and LinkedIn will keep. Keep short description, that's a really good one. Boom. Cool. So now we have some info about this company. But of course, like if we were to do this manually, what would we do? We'd manually go to each one and we would think, first of all, is this a SaaS company? Free trials. I think this is probably a SaaS company. Yes. Do they offer a free trial? They seem to offer a free trial. Do I have to put my credit card in? Doesn't seem like I do, but who knows? Maybe it seems like more you have to apply. Anyway, that's how we would do it as a manual human being. But with Claygen, so Claygen is basically like an AI research tool. You can see, type Claygen in, and we have Claygen Neon by Clay, the most powerful model, or we can use 4.0 Mini. 4.0 Mini is, if you're unfamiliar, just a very, very powerful model. It's way cheaper than 4.0, and generally for most things, it's pretty good. Claude, I don't really use Claude too much. I find myself using 4.0 Mini. I don't know, haven't actually done too much testing on research with Claude. I normally use these for any copy stuff. Cool. So the first thing we want to do is, first of all, determine, is this company definitely a SaaS company? So we're just going to say, visit this company's website, give it the website, and determine if this company is a SaaS company or if they are a services company. Do not output anything other than SaaS or services. That's going to go ahead and just run all those and tell us. Of course, the prompt, like for transparency, the prompt here is obviously pretty dog shit. If we were actually really qualifying a list, we'd write a super complex, comprehensive prompt. But I'm just here trying to give you an example of like the kind of things we can do with data and sort of how we can work with lead lists a bit better and qualify lists a bit nicer. So I presume most of these are going to be SaaS companies. No surprise here. Apparently this one is a services company. Builder.ai. I find that very hard to believe. I think AI is wrong here. AI definitely can be wrong. We make building apps so easy, anyone can do it. I kind of see why AI might think this is a service company. Whatever. Again, for a pretty bad prompt, I'm okay with it. It is what it is. Again, like I said in my last video, we're really aiming for 95% accuracy. So even with a terrible prompt, this is completely fine. Cool. So now we have a list of SaaS companies. First thing we can do is we can come in here and we can filter where company type result is equal to SaaS. So now we only have SaaS companies. Boom. The next thing we need to figure out is, do they offer a free trial? So again, what are we going to use? Our good friend Claygen. Maybe we can do two at the same time here. So we can probably do two at the same time. Normally this doesn't really work so well with AI, but I think in this case it's probably fine. We'll go for a minute. We can say, visit the website of this SaaS company. I want you to firstly determine if they offer a free trial on their website. Put the website here. Website. Firstly, determine if they offer a free trial on the website. If they do offer a free trial, I then want you to dig a bit deeper and find out if they require me to put in my credit card information for the trial, or if I can, we'll just leave it there. If they do offer a free trial, I then want you to dig a bit deeper and find out if they require me to put my credit card information for the free trial. You should return true and false only for both responses. Fuck. You should return true or false only for both responses, and then we can come down here and we can say define column output. So we can just say free trial. We'll make this type of true false, and then we can say credit card required, and we can also make this a type of true false. Save, boom. We're just going to run every single row in here, and now it's going to go ahead, as you can see, and tell us we'll rename these free trial, credit card required, and we'll just wait for this to go ahead and do some research for us. Again, same as before, pretty terrible prompt, but for this example, we don't really care. Yeah. Apparently none of these require a credit card so far. I guess because it wouldn't know. I mean, we can we'll spot check and just double check and sort of see what the situation is. Okay, they're all done. See, the cool thing with Claygen is we also get reasoning. So Trend Micro offers a free trial on the website as indicated on their dedicated trials page. Whoops. AngelList offers a free plan. Dynatrace offers a free trial without requiring credit card information. Allows users to explore their solutions. 400 credits for new users. So maybe, I mean, I find it somewhat hard to believe that none of these require a credit card. Start for free. So I think actually we have to take a bit of a different approach here. And we probably have to say, let's find one that's like explicitly says, get started. But these are good. Like this is, of course, clearly a good company. Clearly a SaaS company. I'm trying to find one right now that's like sign up without, maybe Landing AI sounds like it would. I'm trying to find one that's like explicitly says you do not need to put your credit card information in. Try for free. Let me just pause until I find one. Boom. So here, as you can see, Avon console says no, try this platform, no credit card required. So what we're actually going to try in Clay is kind of flip the logic a bit and find out if they do not require me to put my credit card information through free trial. You would find this by locating text on the free trial page that says this or something similar. And then we'll run all of them again. So let's just see what that's going to output. If they do not require them to put in the credit card, it will return true. So credit card not required then. Okay, so Angel List, you don't need a credit card to sign up. Motive, Confluent. Cool. So these ones don't need a credit card. Let's see if it's going to tell us. I find this one a little bit hard to believe that they don't need a credit card. Actually, one of the cool things about Claygen is you can go in here and you can see steps taken. Go visit the website, free trials. Okay, no credit card required. So yeah, it did work. Wait. Okay, so clearly we have found a problem here. Why is searching Oculus Go on Reddit and doing that? So what we're actually going to do is change the prompt again. Visit the website of this SaaS company. Do not look at any other domains or websites ever other than this company. I want you to do this. Apparently my camera's turned off, which is pretty cool. It's really fun. Whatever. Okay, so now we have some different results. Confluent, again, let's see. You may need to write a transaction. Okay, so probably what we're actually going to do, we tried to split these into two prompts. But obviously that's not going to work, is it? So let's continue to do this. And let's split these. Let's remove credit card required from here. Let's run all these like this. Let me duplicate this. This will now be credit card required. Just for context, in case you're unsure of why I did that. Sometimes without like actual good prompt engineering, AI is not very good at doing two things at once. So what we can often do is just split the prompt into two separate calls, which I think in a situation like this is perfectly okay because we're trying to be quick with it, and we're not here to develop crazy prompts. Cool. So now we're going to say visitor do not look at any of the company's domains. Also reference the pages look at here that discuss their free trial plan. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it the free trial details. We're going to give it the steps taken, all steps taken. I want you to determine if you need to enter your credit card details to sign up for the free plan. Usually, if you do not need to enter credit card details, it will explicitly say no credit card required or similar words to that effect. If they require a credit card, return true, otherwise return false. And then we can say, change this to credit card required. And then in here, like this column here is basically saying if, or this part here is basically saying we only want to run this column if something else is true. So we only want to run only if free trial is checked, because we don't care if they're not offering a free trial, like they're not a fit, so we do not care. And then we're going to run all these and we'll see if we get a better response, more accurate response here. Could also be the case that not many do just offer. Where is my column? Result. Okay, there's only one that requires a credit card information. But maybe we can say something even more different. Usually, if you do not need to enter credit card details, it will especially say no credit card required or words of similar effect. Let's see here. I want you to tell me if you need to edit your credit card details, sign up for the free plan. If they do not mention anything, you should assume that they require a credit card. I think that's a very safe assumption to make. Cool. So now we have a list of companies that we know offer that do this, right? So these companies, Of course, like may not be 100% accurate. Sure, we'd obviously spend a bit more time traditionally doing some data manipulation, so on and so forth. Some prompt engineering. Maybe we want some more data, just to give context on how we might do that and other things we can do. We might say, okay, we want to go to Zenrose, run Zenrose scrape, and we want to scrape, of course, the website, and then we would like the body text of this website. Error. Oh. I haven't paid my Zenrose subscription. Crazy. Let's do it this way. So this basically Zenrose scrape is going to give us all of the body text on the homepage, as you can see. And then we can say chat. Actually, let's do formula. Extract. No, let's do chat GPT. Generate text. We're going to say, look through this body text of a SaaS website. Body text. Look for anywhere that it mentions no credit card required, or words to a similar effect. If you find this term, output true, otherwise output false. I do not want to know how you think, just output true or false. And then again, we'll put this before a mini. Boom. Probably shouldn't have run that for every single one, but whatever. It's all good. Okay, so we found one that's true. Cool. Obviously, this is just based on the homepage, which is probably actually the worst possible place to look for that information. It would, of course, be the free trial page. But that's fine. Cool. So here are some different ways that we can kind of manipulate data within Clay. Other things we can do, for example, we can then use like sentiment analysis. We can say, okay, classify based on, in fact, let me just show you some of the templates that we have in Clay so I don't have to go ahead and just write things from scratch. We can, for example, and of course you can build your own templates too. Let's see, something cool. Identify company CRM from tech stack. Cool. So we go to technologies, use template. What CRM are they using? So now we can find this information out. Let's see what else we can do. Chat. Generate text. Okay, so that's a good idea. Maybe we can use Google search. And we're going to use Google search template here to find company's pricing page. So we're going to give it the website. Boom. And then whatever, should run every single one. Pricing. This would, of course, be cheaper, like if we did this outside of Clay, but for this example, I don't really care. But this should give us now their pricing page. Let's see what else we got here. Angel list, pricing, boom. Cool. So now we can say summarize pricing. Again, it's one of the templates, summarize company pricing. And then we can give it that link that we just scraped, which is their pricing page. Apparently required inputs are missing. Oh, we need to scrape the body text, I see. Okay. So we're going to go back to our friend Zenrose again, run Zenrose scrape, and we're going to scrape that link, which we know is their pricing page. We're going to run all rows. When that's done, we're going to go to ChatGPT, go back to this template, and we're going to scrape. We're going to now analyze the, summarize company. What? Okay, sure. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. Wait for Zenrose to finish running to give us the body text. Boom. Some of them are too big. We go to Chat GPT, generate text, browse templates, pricing, summarize pricing page. So we're going to give it the Zenrose scrape, and we're going to give it the body text. Boom. Required inputs missing. Cool. Run all these. And now, should give it. What? Oh. So we're just going to say body. Actually, I don't really care. Body text is not empty. Whatever. Inputs missing. Let me see what inputs are possibly missing. Body text. There we go. Okay, so this is now going to go ahead and summarize the pricing. Boom. Subscription-based pricing, Angel list of tiered pricing, blah, blah, blah. So now we get some really great stuff. And of course, like the real power in this is obviously we're doing this now on 21 companies. But if we were doing this on, say, like a huge number of companies, this becomes like significantly more powerful. So then finally, what we've done is we've done all that scraping now. We've got a ton of information that like you just cannot get on Zoominfo, you could not get on Apollo, so on and so forth. And we've said, basically, based on this information, the pricing summary response, do they offer a free trial? And do you need a credit card for the free trial? If both the yes, return true, otherwise return false. Boom. So now we can just simply filter this final column equal to true. Wonderful. Capital T. That's fun. Try again. Equal to true. And now we have 8 companies that match our requirements. Cool. Obviously, like I said, you'd probably want to spend some more time on this. You probably want to go a little bit deeper. But what I'll do now is I'll show you how you can get these done in Apollo for free. So we now have our companies. You don't have to do it in this order. To be honest, I often do this. I often pull the people first and then pull them into Clay and then qualify that way, because it saves me having to export from Apollo, which I try to avoid. But if you have a list of domains, or you build the list in Apollo, it doesn't really matter. What you can actually do is you can come in here into Apollo, into a blank table, click on company, include, exclude list of companies, and then include list of companies, save and search. And then we're just going to go job titles. Let's just say, for example, we just want the CMOs. Great, we have 13 CMOs. Let's say we've changed our mind, we want marketing people in general, any marketing person. But of course, we only want people who are director and above. Cool. We now get 290. So now you have 290 marketing people in companies, in SaaS companies, who offer a free trial, and also they offer you need to put your credit card in. So that really is the power of like Clay in combination with Apollo. You can create some very, very, very cool lists. Of course, we've only been doing this for literally half an hour with some very lazy prompt engineering and sort of just rushing through for example's sake. So, imagine if you'd spent 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week, whatever it might be, on making sure that your prompts are good, and so on and so forth. Cool. So, of course, in here, like if you wanted to, you could then filter a bit further by these people, and you could say, I only want the contacts who are based in the USA. I don't want anyone else. That gives us 168. Boom. So what we're going to do is, rather than you having to, as you see, I don't have a paid Apollo plan, rather than you having to pay for Apollo, which is super expensive, is we can just use exportapollo.com. Okay. You click login. Boom. And all you're going to do is name your list here, name of list, put that in here, search link, number of contacts, 168, and then extra data like this. Boom. You can choose email verification or not. It's entirely up to you. I don't tend to use it in here because I do it within Clay. Boom. Whenever you're happy, click scrape, and then you'll get an email with your list of leads. Then when you get them back in Clay, you're going to import them. First thing you want to do is click on finding mail. At least this is what I do. And then you're going to want to be honest, the fastest way to success here, if you don't want to mess around with waterfalls and all that stuff, is literally just to scrap the Apollo emails and click find work email. You're going to put their full name, because this isn't a people table, but if it was, you'll put their full name in here, you'll put their website, you'll click run, and then all the emails you get back are perfectly good to send to, and you will have super low, sub 1% bounce rates. So yeah, this was pretty much how to not need Zoominfo, how to get Zoominfo free, how to use Apollo, how to use Clay on a very rudimentary level. But hopefully it was useful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're curious about what we do, we've worked with over 500 B2B businesses on consultation basis and also fully managed. And we also set up systems for companies and startups worldwide. So if it's something you're curious about, more than happy to chat and sort of see what might be a fit. My link will be in the description, or if you want some more information, feel free to head over to the finestgc.com website. Amazing. And any thoughts for videos, future videos, any questions, send me a message on LinkedIn, post a comment, whatever it might be, and I will get back to you. Amazing.